Okay. Guys, today, basically my project is a 4-track EP, but it's based around hip-hop and R&B. A little bit of both, but still keeping my tracks original and not sounding too, what's the word to use, mainstream.
No.
Generic. Whatever. Generic, yeah, that's the word. So, don't do that. I've been looking at hip-hop music from 90s and 80s and also this is weird, but Motown records, because for example this EP, it's a 4-track EP and it's made completely samples of a Motown album that was made in 1970 something. And it's not I want to do the same thing. I want to use samples, but I'm trying to still keep it original without taking away the value from the song. So this is as you like to say, Make Milk. This is the 4-track EP by Meat Mill. The reason I've been looking into researching into it is because it was released recently, and I was looking at how he distributed it and whether or not there was any physical copies of it or if it was just all online without any way of it being purchased, but only it being, as Jack said, bootleg. And then he also has a second part to it, which I like the idea of what he then plans to do is to take all the tracks and create an album out of all, I believe there's a third part, all 12 tracks. So then when he brings it out, I've been looking at the process he goes through when he releases each one. So the advertising before it, so like bringing out little snippets and teasers for people. I've also been researching a producer called Deputy who created a soundtrack for Rihanna, which came out recently. I'm sure you all know what that is. So one reason I like this a lot is because it's not something you normally hear on a regular basis from a hip hop, a rap artist, R&B, any of that. It has special sounds that are only specific to that producer. So, for example, there's a really crunchy guitar somewhere in the pre-chorus that I watched a video about it, and he said to make it clear that it's his music, he adds it to make sure that when you hear that sound, you know the producer, you recognize the producer. So he keeps, what's the word I'm looking for? He keeps, identity of.
Like a trademark.
Yeah, a trademark sound that only he uses and no one else. So it's not like any other producer where it's words. So like there's a producer called Zaytoven. He has someone says Zaytoven at the start of his tracks, but it happens way too often, and I don't want to keep just the words as a trademark. I want to keep some sort of specific sound. So yeah, I like it. Just stop that playing.
Where's the trademark?
It's in the actual the actual YouTube video. Yeah, the YouTube video. He has an original one, but I don't want to go through. I don't want to waste time going through the YouTube video to find it.
Okay.
So yeah, and then. So yeah, that sound actually, the riser, is only for him. So then, when I say I've been looking at 90s music, I've been looking at this because it has sounds that you wouldn't hear today. So like little piano riffs, ostinatos, all of that. And then her vocals are, I don't know if you call it special, but when her music came out, no one had heard stuff like this. And then it sounds really simple if you listen to it. Maybe 4 or 5 tracks, but nowadays hip hop tracks have up to 18, 19, 30 tracks, and half of it you can't even hear. So my EP is also about simplicity, keeping it really straightforward and nice. I still haven't decided whether or not vocals should be in it, just because it's the first one. But I've been contemplating female artists to go over, so it's a little bit of a distracting video. So this is the first thing. I have an example. So if you're really that interested, it's about a woman who has gone through. She keeps getting abused and treated bad by her husband, but she still runs back to him in the end. So so far I've got. Well, last Friday I lost most of my tracks. Yeah, poor backup system. So then today I've been working on recreating them. Yeah.
I don't know. Are you trying to fix the broken files, or are you trying to
No. Well, I have half of them on the server. So
okay.
I have unfinished ones on the server, so I'm just recreating them, and it's also kind of helped me in a way because I've changed them to sound better to what I want to hear. So my main case study is actually the second part of the EP, which was only released on YouTube and nowhere else until the third week of it being out. I am still in the process of trying to understand why Meek Mill did that when he released it. But what I've come to conclude is that what he wanted to do was he wanted to give people only one way of accessing it without having to download it yet. So then when it came out and he got all the publicity, he put it on SoundCloud so that more people could access it and he could get even more publicity. Sorry guys. Oh yeah, so as you heard, Ashanti, very good female artist, but I want, so for example, I think out of everyone in this college, the closest person towards her vocals could be between Erica and Ellie, and they have very special vocals. Like you don't hear it every day, and it's trying to stay away from the fact that I'm not trying to go too generic, and so this is what I have done so far on one of the tracks.
Nice.
Yes. Oh wait, Jack.
Yes, yeah.
Is that a new slang?
It was an accident. Okay. So I don't really care about the first bit, but I think it's keeping. So there could be up to, I think there's only 5 tracks in this song so far. So I want to keep it, all of my EP, I want to keep all the tracks below 10 to, as I said before, keep the simplicity of every track. But so far this is just one of the tracks. I have 3 more. Guys, if you can stop dancing. And I will have questions, lads and lasses.
Yeah, so how are you releasing it? Are you releasing it on
What I plan to do is release it the same way Meek Mill did it, so YouTube in the next 2 weeks, and then SoundCloud the week before the deadline. And then I also want to release it on Bandcamp, which Chloe gave me a good idea for, because although it can still be bootlegged off YouTube and SoundCloud, I still want people to be able to, if they want to, purchase my music off Bandcamp, or if they want to, what's the thing you showed me? Put how much they think it's worth, and then pay for it that way.
So like choose your price.
Yeah, choose your price.
What would be your marketing technique for that? Would you, in order to reach people?
I think in order to reach people, I'll use. So I have my old teacher from my school has an Instagram page that seems to be getting a lot of attention, from people. So I've already asked him if he could publicize it, and he's agreed that it's alright to publicize it. Also, I'm going through my own process of using social media, just not Instagram only, but Facebook, because now people are getting back into Facebook and using it for. I'm seeing up and coming music, all of that, Twitter, and also just letting people that I associate with know what I'm doing as well. Does that answer your question?
It certainly does.
Alex? Sorry.
It's not exactly a question, it's more of a suggestion. But maybe the reason we need Camille is the thing on YouTube for Radio House. There's a thing that people do on the radio with singles. Is they put a song on the radio. It's like 6 or 8 weeks before it's available to purchase, so it builds up hype. So that as soon as you can purchase it, then people buy it more. So it might be something to do with that.
Thank you very much.
You know about
If you're going to do that, make sure you set yourself a release date and include it as part of the YouTube video. Because if you say you put it, I mean, we all know the reality is people can rip it straight from YouTube and probably will immediately and tell you that they're supporting you by doing that. But if you put at the end of your YouTube video available on Bandcamp from this date, and then you set a date and you stick to it, that way you can further build the hype. Because part of the reason that people do that with traditionally would be the radio, because you'd have the release date, but you want people to be playing it before the release date. We do it with our label where you send out a DJ promo, so the DJs get it early. So they sometimes up to 2 months early, sometimes closer to the release date. And in those 2 months, you want the DJs to be playing it, and in that time you publicise the release date and you say it comes out on this date. So set a release date for when it goes on Bandcamp to be bought, and then that way you can use YouTube to promote that and make it more of an event.
Okay.
Sorry.
are you talking about the producer having like a specific trademark sound? What's yours? Or have you looked into doing yours?
I've looked into doing mine, but it's, although I didn't want to keep it generic, it is a set of words that someone says at the start of the track. I can't remember what exactly they were, but it was from a Wu-Tang track, and the thing that makes it different is that it's not saying my name or my producer name, it's just saying, I think it says, "Are you ready?" or something like that. So it's like, when they hear "Are you ready?", I want them to know that it's different from everyone else saying, I don't know, Zaytoven, or whatever they say at the start of their tracks. It can't.
Have you heard of the UK artist called Rude Kid?
Yes.
Have you heard what he puts at the track of all his songs?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure it's rude just guessing from that.
Do the sound clip.
It says, "Are you ready?"
Story.
So it's already gone. But I have another
It's
one.
already
But
gone.
it's from a beat. Oh wow. From a music video about a beach. They're about to go and surf, and I think they say something in between, but I really like it because there's literally no sound whatsoever apart from them talking. So there's no ambience in the background or nothing. Again, yeah, Ellie. Yeah, Ellie. Yeah, she has a second part to the question. She might as well carry on.
I think if you're gonna, like, this is more feedback, but I think if you're gonna have like a trademark sound or something at the beginning, I think it's probably be something from a film or whatever, or something that you make that's representative of you rather than it just being a phrase that you like, so that then it will definitely, almost probably be unique to you rather than like people having, "Are you ready?" or
I like the suggestions.
Put the start, "Don't call me Ronaldo."
Yeah!
Sample 2-pack track.
Yeah!
Get a 2-pack interview.
You know what? That's gave me a good idea. At the start of one of his songs, he says, I ain't got no friends. That's what I'm going to put.
That wasn't what they were saying.
No, I like that one.
Are you basically kind of low-key trying to find your trademark?
Yeah, right now. As of this moment, yeah, I am. But I've already looked into different trademarks and how some producers sound the same, but some don't. So there doesn't have to be a trademark phrase. It can just be literally one sound or one style, one like
Genre.
Like the Wilhelm scream.
not genre, but like
So like the guitar crunch.
yeah, literally. So it can be a bar or just something that sounds along the same lines.
This might be a suggestion. You said you were going. You basically want to keep your track minimal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking, dropping like his hard advice and that. I would suggest you to go listen to that because it's really minimal, but like if you listen to the song, like there are no main things, but yeah. So that's good.
Thank you.
How are you documenting
6 tracks.
your research into these people, producers and artists?
How?
Yeah, how are you documenting it?
I've embedded the videos into my log.
And then you just write in
Write
like a
about
summary
what-
of what you've learned from it.
Yeah, and then also what I plan to take from it.
Have you got sort of key categories that you look at every time? Like to compare, I don't know, instrumentation,
I
or is it
go
just an
back
overall?
and forth between.
What I mean is, say, if you've got 4 songs that you've analysed all of them, have you analysed the instrumentation in all of them? What instruments they use and compared it and contrasted it? Or is
In
it
the EP I have,
okay?
because it's the one I've gone into more depth in out of all my
Okay.
case studies. Sorry, Alex.
Are you mainly doing it all? Are you doing it all on Logic?
Yeah.
Do you find it?
But I'm going to sometimes, because I think stuff like Pro Tools can be better for audio, so I find it maybe a little bit limiting, but because that computer has Pro Tools and you can ask Grant to use it with his administrative account on the computer, so I'm going to try and use that to work more with vocals as well as the MIDI.
So you plan to have
Or on one at least. That's it. Sure.
And plans for the future, is it going to work towards an album?
I don't think so yet. I don't plan to have it as an album yet. I think the EP would be nice as a start, but if I was to bring out an album, it would have to the tracks from the EP that don't have vocals, I'll have to put vocals on them because I want them to have. Any more questions?
What are you doing to ensure you're successful? What
I'm
are
giving
you-
myself literally time to go. So by the end of next week, I plan to finish this one, but I think that's more or less finished. It's just mixing it.
Mhm.
So then the week after that, I plan to finish the next one, and after that, and after that. But in between, I want to talk to vocalists about whether or not they would like to be on it. I don't want to force people into it. I just want to ask them if they'd like to be. And if they decide to, then in the process of me mixing, I'll have them come in and record it for me.
Would you change anything on the process and things?
No, honestly, right now, no. Apart from backing it up to more than one computer. That's it.